I was standing in line at the grocery store last week when the cashier looked at me and said, "Oh, you qualify for the senior discount." I'm 57. 57. And for a split second, I felt this wave of shame, embarrassment, like I'd been caught doing something wrong. But then I stopped myself. Why was I ashamed of aging? Why was I treating getting older like some kind of failure? That night, I couldn't stop thinking about it. When did we decide that aging was the enemy? When did we start viewing wrinkles as defeats and grey hair as surrender flags? When did we forget that aging is actually a privilege that not everyone gets? In my 30s, I thought my skin was breaking out. In my 40s, I thought I looked tired all the time. But looking at those photos now, I see a beautiful young woman who had no idea how beautiful she was. Let me tell you what changed my perspective completely. Last month, I was cleaning out my closet and I found a box of old photos. Those are from decades of laughter, from squinting in the sun during my children's baseball games, from smiling at their achievements. The grey in my hair. That's from the stress of raising teenagers, from staying up all night when they were sick, from worrying about their futures. And she would always correct them. "I'm not lucky," she'd say. "I'm privileged." Not everyone gets to see their children grow up, their grandchildren graduate, their great-grandchildren take their first steps. Aging gracefully doesn't mean trying to look 20 forever. It means accepting and celebrating each stage of your life. I'm going to see a woman who was beautiful and vibrant and alive, and I'm going to wish I had appreciated her more. I can speak up when something isn't right. I can say no without feeling guilty. I can take up space without apologizing for it. Not physically, obviously, but emotionally, mentally, spiritually. I know who I am now in a way I never did at 25. I know what matters and what doesn't. I know which battles are worth fighting and which ones are just noise. We spend billions of dollars trying to stop time, trying to look younger, trying to turn back the clock. But what if we spent that energy celebrating where we are right now instead? Pictures from high school, college, my 20s, 30s. And as I looked through them, I realized something profound. What if we understood that grey hair is earned, not something to hide? It's grown 2 babies, it's healed from injuries, it's adapted to changes. It's been my constant companion through every joy and every heartbreak. She saw the invention of television, the moon landing, the internet. I'm not saying we shouldn't take care of ourselves. I do it because I want to be able to play with my grandchildren someday. I do it because I want to dance at my daughter's wedding and travel with my husband in retirement. I want you to look in the mirror tomorrow morning, and instead of focusing on what you don't like, I want you to say thank you. Thank you to your body for carrying you this far. Thank you to your face for showing your story. Promise that you won't waste another day wishing you were younger. Promise that you'll stop apologizing for taking up space. Promise that you'll embrace every year you get as the gift it is. Thank you to your hands for everything they've accomplished. And it's time we started treating it that way. My Aunt Linda met the love of her life at 65 and they're getting married next month. We are not less than we used to be. Whether you're 30 or 50 or 70, you are not too old for anything. You're not too old to learn something new, to start a business, to fall in love, to travel the world, to change careers, to write a book, to take up painting. I work out, I eat well, I take care of my skin. But I do it from a place of love and respect for my body, not from a place of shame and fear. Do you know what she said to me last week? I used to be so worried about getting older. Now I just want the chance to get older. She witnessed 2 world wars and survived the Great Depression. Yes, I need reading glasses now, and I make that little grunt sound when I get up from the couch. It's about embracing it. It's about understanding that every year you get is a gift that not everyone receives. But I also have wisdom I didn't have before. I have perspective. I have gratitude. She raised 5 children, buried a husband, and still managed to laugh every single day. In every single photo, I thought I looked terrible at the time it was taken. In my 20s, I thought I was too chubby. And I realized 20 years from now, I'm going to look at photos of myself today and think the same thing. That's when it hit me. We spend so much time mourning who we used to be that we forget to celebrate who we are now. I started thinking about my grandmother. She lived to be 94. 94 years on this planet. When she was in her 80s, people would say to her, "You're so lucky to have lived this long." She understood something that took me 57 years to figure out. Aging isn't something that happens to you. It's something you earn. Every wrinkle on my face tells a story. The lines around my eyes. These aren't flaws. These are badges of honor. But here's what I wish someone had told me when I was younger. I'm stronger now than I was in my 20s. I can walk into a room and not worry about what everyone thinks of me. Do you know what kind of freedom that is? To finally stop performing for everyone else and just be yourself. Yes, my body is changing. Yes, I get tired more easily. I've learned that the secret to aging gracefully isn't about fighting the process. My friend Sarah is going through chemotherapy right now. She's 43 and fighting for her life. That hit me like a truck. While I was complaining about my crow's feet, she was fighting for the privilege of having more birthdays. We live in a culture that's obsessed with youth. What if we looked at our aging bodies with gratitude instead of criticism? What if we saw our wrinkles as evidence of a life well lived? I'm not saying we should let ourselves go. I do it because I want to be healthy and strong for whatever years I have left. I do it because I finally understand that my body isn't my enemy. It's carried me through 57 years of life. The least I can do is treat it with respect. Here's what I want you to understand. You're not too old to reinvent yourself. You're not too old to dream big dreams. You're not too old to surprise yourself. My neighbor Margaret just got her pilot's license. She's 72. My co-worker David started law school last year. He's 58. Age is not a limitation. It's liberation. So here's what I want you to do. Thank you for being here. Thank you for surviving. Thank you for growing. Thank you for becoming who you are today. And then I want you to make a promise to yourself. Because aging isn't the enemy. Aging is the privilege. Every birthday is a victory. Every wrinkle is a story. Every grey hair is a trophy. We are not fading. We are not declining. We are becoming. We are evolving. We are exactly where we're supposed to be, and that, my friends, is something worth celebrating.